Hello there, and you're very welcome to another episode of the Arkham Avengers FFPL podcast. You join me, the host, along with Eamon, Hector, and Captain Fantastical Mick, where we take a look to see how the managers in this league are getting on for the season. However, we'll also be talking about much more. So kick back, stay tuned, and enjoy. Hello there, and you're very welcome to this week's show, where I'm joined by Hector and Eamon. Gentlemen, how are you both doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I'm not too bad. It's very cold out there. I'm not used to this cold weather, and I have to try and keep warm. But someone said there might be snow at weekend, and I have to go out and make snowman if that be the case. But we'll wait and see. I'm trying to keep warm, drink plenty of tea and coffee, and I have 2 pairs of socks on to keep my feet warm.
Yes, it certainly is a little bit on the chilly side. I actually had to dig out a warmer jumper for myself here. I have to admit, when sitting at the desk doing a couple of my articles, I've had a hot water bottle behind my back to keep me nice and warm, toasty. A cup of soups come in handy as well. Very good.
Indeed, Eamon. Well, look, it is cold, and hopefully any of our listeners out there are not going to suffer too much with the cold, and that people try and mind themselves and look after themselves. That's the important thing. And people to keep an eye on, maybe those who are vulnerable at this time. We have no Mick on the show this week. And I think, if I'm right with this, lads, the reason why he didn't turn up, he texted me to say he wasn't going to make it. But I think the reason really is that he is getting the house ready for this weekend.
There's an awful lot of ises in there, I think, but you're quite correct. Mick is, in fact, doing a little bit of cleaning and preparing the house for our imminent arrival, when we will be watching the film The Waking Ned Devine. And he is busy. I think he is washing floors. He is dusting. He is turning the house into a little palace for us. He's probably killing 2 birds with one stone. Yes, he's probably going to have the house nice and clean for Christmas as well. But yes.
Okay, well, Mick, if you're listening to us, we hope that the cleaning is going well. We'll be seeing you in a couple of days. Now, lads, we're down to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. Can you believe it? It has flown by, hasn't it? It just seems like yesterday that the fantasy football stopped, and now we have the quarterfinals of the World Cup upon us. And in our quarterfinals, of course, Friday the 9th sees Croatia taking on Brazil, while the Netherlands are taking on Argentina. And on Saturday the 10th, Morocco are up against Portugal, and England are taking on France. Have you any predictions, lads? Eamon, I'll go to you first on this.
Well, I think because Croatia had to go to penalties, I think Brazil will have no trouble taking them out of the picture there. Argentina will just have a little bit too much for the Netherlands. And I can't see Morocco beating Portugal. Yes, they did beat Spain, but I don't think lightning is going to strike twice there. France are on form. Mbappe is doing very good, and I think he's going to be a handful for England. For me, it's going to be France.
Okay, so you're Brazil, Argentina, France, and Portugal, Eamon.
That's right, yes.
And Hector, what are your predictions?
Well, of course, I have to go for Brazil. Home country, yeah, come on, we're going to do it. Argentina are looking always a threat, and I think they are there. They are not going to be floating off into distance very much there. And I like that, I agree with him, and I cannot see the Morocco beating the Portugal. However, this is where I disagree with Eamon, in that so far that I think that England are going to pull a surprise out of a hat, and they are going to bag a win against the French.
Okay, bold statement there now, real bold statement. And Hector, can I ask the question here? Why do you think England will snatch it on France?
They have a little rhythm to them. They are very slow at times, but they have good timing. They are patient, and I think that this is what is going to be the thing. Now, that's not the one to say, France can go and score goal, but I think England are going to strike back. Especially when they have the Harry Kane, Phil Foden are looking good. I think this is going to be good. It is good. They're doing good. There are a couple of other players who are really looking good at the moment.
All right, okay, well, that's quite good. Okay, moving on here now, and it's over to Hector's Corner again. Have we any update on the case of the mystery recitation man in Moidu?
Well, as you know, the last time we were talking, I had to decide to get back issues of this paper, the Northern Standard. I would even reckon I need at least 9 to 11 months. I have decided to order 9 months, and I'm waiting for them to arrive. We can't do no more until they arrive. Or maybe they arrive the next day or two. And
Did it cost much to buy the papers?
I would not like to say how much I had to spend on the papers. Please, don't remind me.
Okay, so you and Eamon and Mick are going to be busy rooting through the Northern Standard looking for a photo of somebody that you think might be the man behind the recitation. Am I right with that?
You are, yes. You have it on the nose.
I just feel this is such a wild goose chase, but okay, Hector, this is what you're doing. It's better than you attacking people as such there. Maybe you might get lucky, I don't know.
Of course, and I'm staying with Hector for a moment. Don't worry, Eamon, I am getting to you. But Hector, I believe that you headed off to Carlow at the weekend.
I did.
To see Santa.
I did.
Are you not a little bit big now for Santa?
Oh, well, you see, I did not go down to see Santa myself, although I did see the Santa, which is nice to see the Santa. No, my friend was going down and they invited me down with them. They had their kids and they went down there.
All right, okay. So you want to tell us a little bit about this now? Where did you go? You went to a place called Ratwood, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. So we went down there on Friday evening, but very late. We got down there around about the 7 o'clock mark. And then we got in and there was these people dressed as elves looking very good. And there was face paint. And then we hop on the trains. They drive us around. People are singing Christmas songs. And then we go off train and then we walk into a big tent. It's like a circus tent. They had the elves dancing for us and had clapping hands. Mrs. Claus turned up and she had a big hello for us and big waving, and she also do a bit of singing and dancing. And then Father Christmas, Santa Claus, he turned up. He said he was very busy. He had to test the sleigh to make sure it was working fine. And they pulled back their curtains and he is sitting on the sleigh and he is bobbing up and down there. And then he said he had to go.
I see, all right, okay.
And then,
I thought you were finished.
I thought you were finished as well there when you said Santa took off.
No. And then we drive back and we are hungry at this point. But we're very late and we had to go to Minute into the McDonald's. And I think we were there at like 20 to 12. Never been in any McDonald's that late before.
So you enjoyed yourself anyway?
Yeah, look, it was very nice. The children all enjoyed it. It was happy days for them.
Very good. And Eamon, now over to yourself. I believe that you came to visit County Westmeath. You went to the Land of Light. Is that right? At the Belvedere House, which is just outside of Mullingar. Is that right?
Yes, that is quite correct. We went there on Saturday evening. It was a very nice evening. A little cool, but very nice to walk around. Some fantastic lights. They had a Gruffalo, not a real one now, Hector, but a wooden one that you could get your photograph taken. And I think that was one of the nice touching things, is that they had their marshals there who were willing to take people's cameras and take a photograph there. The days of COVID were certainly banished from the minds of anybody there last Saturday, and yet we were all conscious. We all took our time. There was no rushing. Yes, there was some photos taken. The giant Mr. Bear. There was the Rubik's Cube. But my favourite part of all was we were walking along the path, and up where the house is, they had music playing. It was like a rave. It actually reminded me of my days in Cleary's Bordello in Dublin. I used to hang out and be partying with the superstars out there. It was out of this world, and it just reminded me, the lights flashing, the music. I was just transported back. And look, it was very interesting to walk around. Yeah, it's a nice, healthy walk. As I said, the weather was lovely. And there were little amusements there for children, young children, to get in there, and you could have got your bite to eat as such there. So it was very good. I enjoyed it. It was well worth the visit.
Very good. Okay, so now I suppose moving on, and our listeners are probably going to be curious about this. I know I certainly am. How are the preparations going for the movie night?
I think that we're all set. All we need is just your equipment to be brought down and to be installed in the house. As we said, Mick is busy cleaning and dusting. You have it spick and span. You can put your little white glove on if you want and try and catch dust marks. The snacks have been purchased and a few drinky winkies as well. And I think, yes, we're ready to rock and roll this weekend.
I have to say one thing. I'm looking very forward to looking at the waking of the Ned. I think we're going to be looking very good. And again, thank you to the Mick for letting us be in his house to watch this.
Okay, very nice. Well, actually, do you know something, lads? I think we might have a little trailer for this. What do you think? Oh, that would be very nice, very interesting. And it's not a trailer of what you're doing, but it is an actual trailer for the movie. I think we'll play it now, okay? So we'll just roll it there and play it right now.
In 63 countries around the world, dozens of lottery machines spin hundreds of lottery balls. It takes seconds for the losers to realize they've lost. But for the winners, it is an event which will undoubtedly change their lives forever.
Has the news reached Moore?
Nobody knows but the winner.
Ned Divine.
Is there a greater twist of fate, winning, and the next minute dies in the shock of it?
Hello, National Lotto.
Now, I wanted to talk to someone about a claim. What are they making? If the lotto man comes to the village, you say that Ned Devine is alive and well. And you point your finger to Michael O'Sullivan. Ned wants us to share the winnings.
Do you think you can outsmart the man from the city?
Would you happen to know a Ned Devine?
I do. Well, I can take you to Ned Devine's house if you want. All right, Torrin coming up here. You drive a little slower, mister.
Are you on trouble with the directions?
I am. You're going too fast, yes. Yes.
Michael's in with the man from the lotto. He's never told a lie in his life.
Well, he's making up for it now, so.
Big one, is it?
6 million. 894,620 pounds. How does that make you feel?
Fox Searchlight Pictures presents
I'll just have to come back to the village and make some inquiries. I'd like to make sure that you are Ned Devine.
a comedy that will make you feel like a winner.
To Ned Devine.
To Ned.
Waking Ned Devine. This fall, odds are you'll get lucky.
Well, there you have it now. That is the official trailer for Waking Ned Devine, the movie that you're going to be watching next weekend, lads. I have to say, I'm looking forward to hearing how this all goes.
Well, it's the time for Christmas. There are Christmas miracles, and I hope that this will be a much better event than some of our previous ones. We can only hope.
I have to say, I think I'm looking good at the waking of the big Ned Devine. Wake him up, yeah. I look forward to it. I'm still not quite sure. I think there's something about a lotto ticket, but I'm not sure what about the awakening up. Maybe it is a revelation of something that goes on there.
Look, Hector, the best thing that you can do at this point is to just have an open mind about the movie. Just sit back and relax when the night comes.
Okay, well, that's great. Well, as I said, I'm looking forward to hearing how this movie review goes. Now, Eamon, I think that you have an announcement to make. Is that right?
I do, yes. I have a small birthday announcement to make. And this is a happy birthday to a young man called Owen Smith. And Owen was 6 years old on Monday, the 5th of December. And Owen is from a place called Scott's House in Monaghan. I believe he's been very busy putting Lego together. He likes his football and his art. He's very creative. And I think he had a nice birthday. And we just wanted to wish him happy birthday. And also to give a little shout out to his younger brother, Aidan, also. Hope they're all keeping well and that they're getting excited for the arrival of Santa.
Okay, yes, thank you. And yes, indeed, we do say happy birthday, Owen. Hope you had a lovely day and you're having a lovely week. Hector, I suppose it's that time of the show for Hector's hellos.
That is right, yes. Hector's hellos, he's here. And I can go ahead, can I?
Yes, you can. Yes, indeed.
Okay. Hello, listeners. And this is Hector. And Hector this week want to give shout out to our listeners in Dublin, Monaghan, Mayo, Longford, Kerry, Cork, Galway, Sligo, Leitrim, Liverpool, Lytham St. Anne's, Southport, Cardiff, Edinburgh, Bavaria, Frankfurt on Main,
Turkey, Rome. We say hello to the Holy Father over there. Naples, Austria, Portugal. We have Morocco, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, Brazil. Hi, Mom. Hi to all the family. Hope you're all keeping well for coming up to the Christmas time. And we have Chile, Ecuador, Mexico, California, Washington, Missouri, New Orleans, Florida, Canada, Islamic Republic of Iran, and we also have Iceland. Very good. Thank you for that, Hector. And I'm sure our listeners enjoy hearing their location called out there. Okay, lads, I think that's about it now. We have a short show. We'll be looking forward to the football coming back. We haven't really spoken too much about the World Cup, have we? No, we haven't. We've tipped and touched on it a little bit, but no, I think that's for a different time, a different place. This is a little bit of day-to-day life here in the show, and sometimes we forget about that. We concentrate too much on the football, and we forget about the day-to-day life. Are you all right there, Hector? I know I hate something and drop something. Sorry, yes, Eamon. So, yeah, you're just saying that sometimes we can forget about the day-to-day life or get carried away with the fantasy football and forget about the nuts and bolts of life. Yes, that's pretty much it. So it's nice to have this opportunity while there's a break. And yes, we have the World Cup on, and probably we'll be touching on it, maybe the semi-finals or the finals. I think perhaps maybe we may get a little bit involved into that there. Okay, thank you. Lads, as always, thank you very much for coming in this week for the show. And as I said, I hope that you're going to have a nice few days and you're going to enjoy the movie night. Looking forward to it. And look, enjoy yourselves. Stay well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very good. And all that remains for me, listeners, is just to say a very big thank you to you for joining us on today's show. Thank you, as always, for subscribing, for following us. Don't forget to tell your friends, your family about us. You'll find us on Twitter and on Facebook. We're on all of the major podcast platforms out there. And I hope that you have a nice few days also, and that all is well wherever you are in the world. All that remains for me is just to wish you a good morning, good afternoon, a good evening, a good night. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. We'll be back next week. Slán.